Radiance Films brings to Blu-ray in what I believe is the first proper English language edition of the 1974 Italian period piece, fantastical, absurdist drama, comedy, kind of at times musical, ALLONSANFA'N, starring Marcello, Mastroianni, Lee Massari, Mimsy Farmer, and Laura Betti, with music by Ennio Morricone, with collaboration with Bruno Nicolai. So there's a pretty good pedigree. Oh, directed by a brothers, fraternal directing duo, Paolo Taviani and Vittorio Taviani. So this is a film I'd never heard of, and rightly so. Rightly so, just because it's never really been available here. I guess from the commentary I learned it probably did play U.S. theaters and art houses. It was never successful here. It was never properly released on home video. Apparently it might have had a VHS release with really bad subtitles somewhere in the world, but this is I believe the worldwide English language disc properly subtitled release of this film. What is this film about? You fool, you fool. This film is a period piece. I'm going to describe it to the best of my ability because I'm going to be honest, while I was watching it, I had no idea what was going on. This is a film where I think having some historical context probably helps quite a bit. This is a film where I wish maybe I had read a little something about it. I try to go into everything blind because I feel that all film works best on you, if you really don't know where the story is going to go. Mastroianni is part of like a revolutionary. This is set in the past. I don't know Italian history terribly well, so I can't give you all the details that the supplements would give you on this. But Mastroianni is released from prison in hopes that he'll go back with his cohorts who are trying to lead a rebellion, and that the government can track him and take out the rebels, basically. Set in old-timey times. So the costumes are really cool, the homes are palatial and amazing, and it's a lot of horse-drawn carriages and things like that. So it starts off with Mastroianni going down this really long staircase, and as stationed along this long staircase are these men with batons or canes, and as he walks down, they're all giving him a whack. And I'm thinking, this really is kind of funny, but I don't know about this movie. The movie seems to be like it's serious, and I don't know history. Is this something they did? Did they give everybody a very slight and steady beating as they left being in prison? I don't know, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story. He goes to leave, and he's being tailed at a distance. And as he walks around a corner, his Confederates basically grab him, dress somebody up like him, and they cart him away to let him escape. So he's basically a free man. He's not being tracked anymore. He poses as a monk or a friar or a priest, and he looks different. He's got a beard and everything. He's been away from home for a long time, and he goes to, I believe, his family estate, posing as this friar who was seeking shelter to sort of see what's going on with his family and figure out his next plan. So as the film goes along, the rebels find him and they try to bring him back in the fold, and he's pretty reluctant. He's like, yeah, I could fight the power, but it's kind of comfy. I got a really nice house and really good food, and there's my family is around me, and I don't know if I really need to go and fight the power. I think I'm kind of okay being cushy here. And it's that struggle back and forth as to whether he's going to fully embrace his former allies who are adamant about taking down the government and revolution, or whether he's just like, hey, you guys go do that. You guys have fun with that. There are times where this film is really weird and funny, like people will just start singing, bursting into song or bursting into dance. The absurdist things, flights of fancy, talking to people who may or may not be dead, envisioning the future in the past, Mimsy Farmer getting naked. There's that if you're looking for that. It's just, I didn't know what to make of this as it was going. I really didn't understand what was going on most of the time. Mastroianni is very stoic throughout the whole thing, and it looks great. I'm going to say the transfer on this is gorgeous, and the costumes and the setting and the period is gorgeous. It's certainly a well-made film. I just couldn't get my head around it while I was watching it. It was one of those where I'm watching, I'm like, am I too dumb to understand this? Am I too not well-versed in this period of history to really understand what's going on? And while I listened to the commentary on this, which is a really good commentary, I realized, it is in Italian with English subtitles, had I not mentioned that. I really don't know enough to be able to appreciate a lot of what this movie is doing. ALLONSANFA'N is apparently some reference to a line in a French Revolutionary song, but it's also the name of a character that you don't see until 3/4 of the way through the film, and it didn't make any sense to me. And frankly, I was pretty bored the whole time. So, the special features. I'll tell you what this disc has going for it. Like if you're a fan of Mastroianni or these directors or this period of film, I'm not saying this isn't a good movie. I'm just saying for me it was a slog, and I was really bored for the whole thing. But I know Radiance puts out quality films for and sort of a specific audience, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be thrilled that they can get their hands on this. So commentary by Michael Brook is great. Very interesting, very entertaining and insightful throughout. He's very energetic, and he's talking all about the directors and everybody, as a good commentary does, context for who all these people are in terms of the creative in front of him behind the camera, who they are, what they did, why this film was influential, why it was important, how it was received. And what's funny is that I'm watching it and it's just like he's basically saying, yeah, this film really never did very well. This critics didn't really like it, audience didn't really take to it, and it kind of really just fell by the wayside. But here it is. And there is but it's a very good commentary, and it filled in a lot about what everything meant, which I would never watch a film with a commentary for the first time, but boy, did I wish I had a sheet of notes that basically just prepped me for what I was going to get on this. Gideon Bachman, filmmakers interview, 1966 audio interview with the film critic interviewing a group of Italian filmmakers, including this film's directors, about filmmaking of the period, the role of the director, the future of cinema, and more. That's 57 minutes, so it's an hour-long vintage audio interview. That's very cool. And the original trailer that is 5 minutes, which the trailer does sort of sell that it's sort of an upbeat, kind of a farcical film at times. It's just played super straight for the most part, so I didn't really pick up on that. Again, if I had maybe even been clued in that this is going to be a little fanciful, a little funny, I might have taken it a little bit differently. So packaging from Radiance, always nice solid case Radiance gives you. So it is a version of the original film poster, the sort of Japanese style OB strip that's in here, which basically is just tucked into the sleeve. So if you don't want that obscuring your cover, you can take that out. And on the back, another alternate take on the original poster. It is region A and B. So if you are in America or Canada, this will play. Region B is England, Europe. This is a British company. Radiance originates from England, so a lot of their stuff is region A, B. Just means they can play both places. It is 112 minutes, meant to say that earlier. So you crack it open, and you've got the disc, and that's not too thrilling to look at. You've got a booklet, which I'll show you in a second, and then you've got alternate slipcase, alternate cover that you can reverse with the poster art. I love that they do that with the clear case. So if you don't want to reverse it, you can still see what the other one is when you take it out. And then you've got a picture of Mastroianni from the film there. Sizable, hefty book, as Radiance always does, filled with images that are taken from the scan of the film that you're watching. And we have cast and crew list, Cinema of the Senses, 2023 article by Robert Lumley, the brothers Taviani's Beyond Restoration, 1975 by Andre Tournier, and transfer notes and credits. So, and it's filled with photos and text. The booklets are actually very good on these. I always say this is a lot of times I'll see a booklet with a disc that has a lot of extras, and I'm thinking, what's the point of a booklet if it's probably all been said in the extras? In the case of Radiance, the articles that they have are very insightful, and they give you supplemental information to what's in the extras, so it's always worth checking out. At any rate, available now on Blu-ray from Radiance Films is 1974's ALLONSANFA'N.